Hello everyone and welcome again to Nascent Toy Collector presented by Infinite Collectibles. I'm Adam Martin and today I have a really cool figure I want to share with you. But first, I think it's pertinent to share that I have kind of repaired Bebop with the help of my dad. Now, the leg is in there pretty good. My dad, he glued the piece back into his hip in there, and then I was able to shave down the peg and stick it in there. Now, he doesn't stand great or anything, but at least he's complete because, I mean, God, I love this action figure. I love it. NECA does such a good job with painting them. Maybe their plastic sucks, but they're beautiful. Anyway, moving on. Oh, and I did absolutely heat those joints up with a blow dryer. Thank you, everyone, for telling me that. And to all of you who thought you're just born with that knowledge, I want to say, really? I had no idea. Anyway, moving on. I have received today in the mail from Target.com, a Target exclusive. This is the He-Man based on the 89 toy line, and I absolutely love this action figure. I cannot wait to open it up. Let's check out the box. And what a sweet box it is. But first, if you guys hear some crazy noise going on, there is a little bit of a weather event going on here while I'm trying to film this video, tornado watch. So sorry if that bothers you. Anyway, moving on to this sweet box. It is a Masterverse figure, as you can see there in the 7-inch line. I love it. I do hate the fact that when Target decided to send this to me, they put a big crappy sticker over that awesome He-Man logo. I love this logo, the just He-Man. There's no Masters of the Universe here. This is just He-Man. It was the 1989 toy line where they attempted to bring him back as an intergalactic hero, and what an interesting tale that is. The execution is odd, but somehow it's just really lovable. I love it. I think it's really cool. Anyway, moving on. On the side here, you get He-Man, Galactic Protector. On this side, a piece of badass artwork of He-Man holding aloft the new power sword. I remember a kid in like 2nd or 3rd grade, John Bigley, had one of these power swords. And I was like, what the hell is that? And he said it was He-Man. And I had no idea because it looks so much different. And then turning it around on the back. You guys, I wish I had a poster of this. This is gorgeous. I love this. What a piece of art. The moons, the aliens in the background, I have no idea who they are. Tells you a little bit of backstory for the Galactic Protector, how he was brought forward in time to protect the planet of Primus, and, it's really something. Honestly, the show's on Peacock. You should check it out. It's really bad, but really fun to watch. I do love they got a cross-sell here. We got Evil Lynn from Revelation, where she's like the Bat Sorceress. Frosta from Princess of Power. Also, Roboto from Revelation. And man, I need this figure. I thought Roboto had an amazing arc. And the voice work by that guy that was Spock was spot on. And Stratos. And I believe this Stratos is actually from, I want to say this is New Eternia Stratos, which I should probably be picking up because I really like the New Eternia line. And on the bottom of the box, we get the barcode, and then all the legal stuff conforms to safety requirements and the contents, and it's made in Vietnam and all that good stuff. But you know what? We're not here to check out just the box. Let's get into this awesome figure. There he is in his very collector-friendly clam. I do like this line for that. That is really cool. Holds everything nice and tight, so you can put him back in if you're an inbox collector, and it kind of suits my purpose for taking him out. I'm gonna display this guy. That's my intention, but let's check him out. Ooh, and there it is, and it is nice. I like this vibe. After seeing He-Man run around for so many years and for so many episodes and just a loincloth, I think it's funny that they decided that He-Man needed armor and a helmet. Kind of gave him a Flash Gordon type of vibe here. He looks like a very pulpy science fiction hero, and I actually really like this. This is the most acceptable change to me that they could have possibly made. So let's take a look at this costume. It is awesome. The blue pants, all the golds, the reds. This is exactly what I remember from that era, that toy line. The boots look really good. They look really similar. He's got that harness on. Ooh, you can put the sword back here. He's got his little ponytail. He is kind of like a Jean-Claude Van Damme mixed with Steven Seagal kind of 90s badass, when the idea of a badass was changing. You can see that he is absolutely on that Revelation buck that most of the toys are on in this line. This is the Masterverse line. Let's see here. And as such, if I can get him to stand again, yeah, man, he looks great. As such, being in the Masterverse, he is about 7 inches tall, which is, you know, this is a 7-inch scale figure. That's very fitting. I like it. It's going to display really nicely with my other Masterverse stuff. And man, I'm just pumped. I love this idea that they went back in time and brought He-Man forward, and then this is what he looks like for some reason. Amazing. You guys should look into the concept. It's really cool. So, to the figure itself. I do see I've got a little bit of some paint mistakes here. Got some paint on his drawers there, but that's, you know what, that's really all I see. Maybe a spot right there on his back. Everything else is looking really good. Maybe I could do something about that. That I believe that's some of the gold paint from the belt that's somehow gotten strayed down onto his nether regions there. Let's take a look at articulation really quick. Oh, wait, before we do that, there's that awesome ponytail. Look at that. Badass. Overall, looks really nice. Now, let's look at articulation. Head's on a swivel, of course, ball joint. It comes off. As you can see, there's the dumbbell. It moves, and then the head itself will move. Let's see. He can look up that far, and it's hindered by that ponytail for sure, and down that far. So there you go. He's got the shoulders. They are on ball joints. They move 360 degrees there, as they should. And then he does have bicep swivels, which is standard on this line of figures. He also has the multi-part elbow that can reach back that far on the right arm and this far on the left arm. So it's slightly hindered by that giant piece of arm protection there, or some kind of buckler deal that he's got. Down to the wrists. He is fisted here, and they do rotate 360 degrees. This one is hinged for in and out, and this one is hinged for up and down to be truly for wielding a sword, which I really love this addition of this joint right here, because this makes all the difference in the world for holding a sword aloft and holding it correctly. And that's what He-Man is supposed to do. Moving down the body, he has the crunch joint, and as you can see, his harness is soft and separate, so it allows all the movement you can get there. It's on a ball. And then he has torso turn. You can probably go, yeah, he can go all the way around. His hips are on balls. They go out this far. They go forward this far, and they go back that far. He does have the thigh swivel, and he does have the 3-part knee there, and he can kick himself in the back, which is pretty interesting. Look, right up in his back, just like that. Very cool. Looking down, he does have the let's get him straightened out. He does have a boot swivel, and he's articulated at the ankle, down, up, and then they spin. Well, I'm gonna hold the boot swivel. They spin around. There we go. So there is the standard articulation for the Masterverse. We're pretty certain that's how it's gonna be. All of them have pretty much been the same. I am glad he did not come with one of those straight hands that they all seem to come with. He did come with 2 gripping hands. He has the right gripping hand and the left gripping hand. The left one is with the standard pivot, and this one also, the fist, also has the standard hinge in it. This is a standard hinge, not a pivot, it's a hinge. So that way you could change him out if you wanted to, even though he couldn't hold that sword correctly with the forward and down, kind of action that's needed. Now let's take a look at these awesome accessories. And the shield is awesome. It's that translucent green plastic. Looks like a laser shield. As I've already pointed out, this is a giant little gauntlet thing he's wearing here. It has a hole in it so you can plug the shield in, which is cool. The only issue I have with it is that it doesn't turn here. It doesn't have like a forearm swivel. So to get it facing forward, you have to twist that bicep around. And I think that's the only thing I don't really love about it. Other than that, it's a really neat idea. It is cool. You can turn that 360 degrees once you have it in there, so you can have it pose any way you want, which is really awesome. The power sword, as I've already mentioned, this thing is really nice. This is a really sharp power sword. I like this sword. Did not realize when I was a child that this was He-Man's sword. It's such a departure from what we're used to as the Sword of Power. However, very nice. I love the translucent green blade. They've done a really good job with that here. The handles painted nicely. Looks a lot like the original action figure, and I appreciate it. Looks really good. Into the hand it goes. Ooh, he's getting armored up. I like it. Next, we'll take a look at the helmet. And there it is. It's very much just what you would expect. Just a classic gold cast helmet. I don't really love that cast line through it, you know. I kind of wish you couldn't see where they fused the two pieces together, but oh well. It is exactly what it is. A plastic helmet that's going to fit on He-Man's head just like that. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous. Look at him. Yeah. Ready to just, man, he's kind of giving me that Zach from Saved by the Bell vibe there. Interesting. And finally, we have the armor. I've always, again, thought it was funny that this He-Man needs to be armored up, but this is really cool. It looks a lot like the original with that real, like, chunky, squared out, the way it pops off his chest, I've always thought was really funny. You can see the design work on the back. It's got a spot to hold the sword, and it's got, you know, some paint apps to it. Not a lot. Got a little bit of red, one bit of silver on like what looks like a clock or maybe some sort of air gauge. Not sure. That I got a hose there and got a couple little, I don't know, buttons. But so overall, not a lot of paint, but very reminiscent of the original toy, which is exactly what they were going with here. So I'm going to swap this piece of armor out with this piece, and we're going to take a really good look at him here. Let's see. Oh yeah, before I do that, let's just go ahead and just show off the fact that the sword can be held right there. And it does look really cool when it's back there. I like this harness, man. The harness looks really nice. The harness absolutely looks like my original figure. Let's see. What do we got to do to get this armor on? Okay, like all Masters toys, you just pop this loose. Oh, I hope I can get that back together. Eesh. Take the shield off and slide that right. Well, you saw it. It came right off. So to get the armor on, I'm going to open up the sides there. There it is. See, that is probably not going to fit off over that huge head, so I'm going to take the head off. Head off. And over the top we go. Over and down. And then on the sides here, just going to push that through. See if we can get a little... Oh, there we go. It fastened. And on this side, I usually have trouble with this, but this is going really well. Hey, that actually went really nicely. It looks really good, too. Let's get the head back on here. Got us an armored up He-Man here. For this review's purpose, I might take him back out of that. But, dude, look at that. I mean, that is exactly what I remember from the '89 He-Man. This is New Adventures. I mean, look at that. Even though I don't know if he ever wears this chest print, I've watched a lot of the episodes. Maybe not every single one. I don't remember him ever wearing this in the show. I could be wrong, though. I will definitely search for pictures and see if I am. But that is it right there. And I can see why... At the time when it came out, I didn't know what it was because this is a huge departure from He-Man. We'll take a look in just a second with some comparisons. But first, I'm going to break it back down and bring out my original. Oh, and there they are for a wicked side-by-side comparison. You can see right off the bat, man, the harness looks really nice on the new one. We're very reminiscent of this original, and I'm sure that the paint's all rubbed off. Yeah, there's a lot of paint rubbing off this one. It's funny. The gauntlet is almost identical. As you can see there, that's really cool. They did a really good job casting that. The belt is almost, exact. Although, obviously this one has a really nicer paint app. With that silver behind it really makes it pop. Man, awesome. The pants are a slightly different blue color. I like both of them. I kind of prefer the original. The original has the shininess to it though, but I really like the matte look to this one. And then there's the boots. And the boots are almost, damn. As far as just expectation meeting execution, I'm going to say they have perfectly aligned here. This thing is awesome. I've been so excited, so waiting for this since I really got back into Masters during COVID and discovered this line really was a thing and then watched the cartoon and, I don't know. This just makes me happy how bad it is. Now, you'll see, though, the most important thing is that this one, the OG one, has a David Bowie mullet and an action feature. It does swing its arms when you turn its waist side to side. Of course, they never put the action features in the new figures, and the David Bowie mullet has been exchanged for that badass ponytail. Other than that, man, these are pretty spot on. I totally dig it. I love seeing this transition to this. Really rad. I think they did a great job. Now let's look at him with a couple more He-Man, and then we'll be out. Oh, he's going to look fantastic on the shelf. There he is with Revelation. That looks amazing. You can see they're on the same buck. Although, honestly, really, I'm sitting here looking at them side by side. They've done something different with this chest because there's a noticeable like texture to the upper and the lower, just the entire torso. There's a noticeable texture to it. It's almost like a leathery. I hope it's coming across in the video. I know my lights are not the best, you guys. I'm still learning how to do this. I'm not the best at it. But on this torso, that is absent. Or if it's there, it's less pronounced. And honestly, the skin tone is considerably different. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just the skin tone makes it look like it's not there. But you can see that is the same basic body buck, and man, they're gonna look great together on a shelf. But I tell you what, he's going next to this one. Yes, completely badass. I love it. I was so excited when they announced him, and now I have him in hand. So Mattel, you have knocked this one out of the park. Great job. Man, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you stuck around to the end. Thank you to everyone who did. Please hit like, hit that subscribe button. Tune in for all the toy collecting action. Thank you guys so much. Have a great week. And as always, keep it geek. Peace out.